Hello to my viewers. Welcome back to this channel. For our new viewers, you're most welcome. Kindly make sure you subscribe to this channel, comment, like. Let's know if this channel is being of helpful to you, for we are discussing things that are very obvious in our daily lives. Yes, so welcome back. So we are going to pick up from where we left last time. Last time we talked about stopping emotional abuse in a relationship, stopping emotional abuse in marriages, and last time we tried to explain, for those who do not understand what is emotional abuse, to explain what is emotional abuse. And we saw many things, and we said we are going to tackle one by one for the sake of those who do not understand, so that they may understand more what is emotional abuse. And today we are going to check what is manipulation. What is the meaning of manipulation? When we talk about manipulation, what do we mean? Yes. So manipulation simply means is someone who is seeking control, someone who is seeking for power to control you in a negative way. Yes, someone who is seeking control, who is seeking for power by force, in a negative way, seeking for control, to control you, to put you down, to make you feel like you have no right of your own, to make you feel like you are useless, to make you feel like you know nothing. Even what you know, a manipulator will make you feel like you do not know anything. Yes, so manipulation simply means someone who is seeking for power, seeking for control in a negative way. Yes. A second one, a manipulator. A manipulator always wants you to make him or her happy, regardless of how you feel. They always think about themselves, and they want you to make them happy. Not them making you happy, but you making them happy in every way. Yes, that is what a manipulator does. And the third one, a manipulator does not take correction. Yes, a manipulator, that is someone who manipulates you, does not take correction. Anytime they do something wrong and you feel it's wrong or it's offending you, they do not take it kindly. They become very violent and defensive. They defend themselves. And a manipulator, when you sit them down or confront them in correcting them, even if you do it in a kind way, they always become violent, and they will blame that mistake on you. They don't take responsibility on any mistake they do. A manipulator does not take any correction. They know that they don't make any mistakes. So if you try to talk to them like, you have done this, kindly try do it in the right way, they show you how you are the cause. You are the cause. Example, like a womanizer, a womanizer man who is cheating on you, who is having other relationships out of marriage. If you catch them cheating on you, they will simply give you 100 reasons why you are the cause, why you as a wife, you are the one who has made them go outside of the marriage. So they will blame it on you. And manipulation goes hand in hand with frustration, because someone who frustrates you, always they want you to fear. they want you to fear, they want you to feel guilty, they want you to just feel ashamed. Yes, they want you to fear, they want you to feel guilty, and they always want you to feel ashamed. So a manipulator and a frustrator, they go together. Yeah, so these are very dangerous people because they don't take responsibility of their own mistakes. Like a frustrator will always remind you of your mistake, remind you of your past. Even if you have done something good, or they see you happy, trying to be happy, they will think of something that you did long time ago, and they will remind you so that you may feel guilty and feel ashamed, and in that way you lose self-esteem, because they put you down, they humiliate you till you feel like you don't know anything. So this is very dangerous, and it is so unfortunate that we are living in a bad generation where people agree to get married, and they within a short time they realize that this is not the right person, and they start humiliating you, frustrating you, manipulating you. Even sometimes it's not that you're not the right time. Responsibility becomes so much, yeah? So they fear the responsibility. They don't want to take the responsibility of the family. So they look for a way to press you, to depress you. They remove their anger on one partner. And remember, this can happen both. It can be a husband manipulating the wife, or it can be a wife manipulating the husband. Though most times women are victims. Women are victims because when we talk about manipulation, naturally in Africa, women are manipulated by the culture, because Africa women have been humiliated, have been depressed. We have been raised up in a way that you feel you have no right of your own, that you are not supposed to be involved in some work, or you are not supposed to be in some leadership, you are not supposed to do some things. Yeah, so naturally in Africa, women are victims of manipulation, because because that is how we found ourselves. I don't know out there, maybe you can tell us, but unfortunately here in Africa, women have a lot of limitation. Yes, so we find that women are being abused emotionally, and because culture-wise it agrees with it that a woman, you are supposed to persevere. You are supposed to persevere whether your husband beats you, manipulates you, cheats on you. You have no right of questioning your husband. But that's why we are here. That's why we are here on this channel, to let you know that that is wrong and it is not correct. A wife or a woman has the same rights. She has the same rights to talk, to express her feelings. If and when someone has depressed her, she has every right to complain and to talk. So if you're there and you're listening to me and you're single, if you come close to such character, if you are dating someone and you realize that this person is a manipulator, because manipulators are very selfish, they are self-centered, they do not think about anyone else. So if you're single, you're not married, you are a girl, you are a boy, or a young man who is planning to get married, please do not go into that marriage, because you will be manipulated, you will be depressed, and you will not like it. Yeah, most people are victims because emotional abuse is not being talked about many times. People assume it, like, just be patient, persevere. Yeah, whether you go, your husband does this or your partner, they encourage you to persevere, not to talk. But remember that emotional abuse, we are having people who are dying because of emotional abuse. We are having people who are having mental problems, mental sickness because of emotional abuse. The moment you don't talk about it, it will eat you slowly by slowly, and you will die slowly by slowly. Remember, in our previous video, we say the moment you realize that your partner is emotionally abusing you, which we encourage you to study, do not be quiet. Point it out. Let your partner know that you are abusing me emotionally and you are hurting me. Let your partner know. And after your partner knowing, keep on reminding him. And if you feel like this, your partner is not willing to change, give them tell them that there will be a consequence if they do not change, or stop doing what they are doing and is pressing you. So, brothers and sisters, you're there, you're listening to me. Kindly, if you are in a marriage or if you're married and you find that you are emotionally abusing your partner, manipulating your partner, please listen to this voice. That is very wrong and it is not right. The Bible says that do unto others what you would want to be done to you. So also don't do to others what you wouldn't want to be done to you. Always think, what I'm doing, if I wouldn't want it to be done to me, then it is wrong. Always sit down and think about that. If you're manipulating someone, especially your partner, how will it feel if you are the one in the shoes of your partner? Number two, it is not the will of God for you to get married and manipulate your husband or manipulate your wife. It is not the will of God and it is very wrong. Especially for those who proclaim to know God. If you know God, and I'm not talking about knowing God the way everyone talks, I go to church, I'm a Christian, I know God. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about knowing God in a personal level. In a personal level. How is your relationship with God? Because really, if you know God the way most people proclaim, there are some things that are not supposed to be mentioned in your family. Because God is love. God is love. And if you know God on a personal level, you walk with God, and God is in your life, then you should produce love because love is in you. And you will not struggle with some things. Brothers and sisters, let me tell you, this thing called marriage, it was the will of God. Marriage between a man and a woman. I'm not talking about those other marriages between a husband and a man, a girl and a girl, or a woman and a woman. No, I'm not talking about that. That one is not in our vocabulary because the will of God was a man to get to marry a woman. Yes. So if you're there, this thing called marriage, you cannot do it without God. You cannot. So maybe we'll talk about it next time. But if you're there, you're listening to me, and you say, I'm a Christian, I love God, I know God. This thing we are talking about, emotional abuse, it should not be mentioned even in your family. Why? Because our God is love. Our God is merciful. Our God is very caring. So if you love God and you have God in your life and you walk with Him, these things are not supposed to be mentioned in your life, even in your marriage. The Bible says that such things should not be mentioned or be heard amongst you. Because the moment you know God at a personal level, don't tell me I go to church every Sunday, I go to church every day. The relationship between you and God is beyond going to church. So if you're lost, maybe you don't understand what I'm saying, you should sit down and ask yourself, find out how I'm supposed to relate with God. Because if you have God in your life, there are some things you cannot do to your partner. You will always want to give to your partner to make your partner happy. What will just come out of you is love, not struggling smoothly. And for those who say, I know God and I serve God, and you show love people who are out there, especially in church, those people you go to church with, and perhaps you are a pastor, you show love to your members than your wife, than your children. Think twice. Think twice. Think twice. If you love God and you have God in your life, always God will direct you back to your family. Always God will direct you back to your wife. God will direct you back to your children. God will direct you back to your relatives. You cannot show love out there and your own family is suffering. It is like you go buy food to orphans, and you leave your own family suffering without food. How does it look before God? Think about it. So always start at your home. If you are a Christian, born again, you're a servant of God, serving God, always remember that God will direct you back to your family. So if your family things are not in order, you are manipulating your family members, you are frustrating your family members, you are frustrating your wife, you are manipulating your wife, you are manipulating your children, you are manipulating your house girl. Think twice. Think twice. And then you say, out there, people know that I'm laughing. I always say that it's out there, people know you as a mentor, a great man or a great woman. People will really testify of you being good out there. But when it comes to your family, they are wondering, are they talking about the same man, the same woman I know? Because the person they are talking about is different from the person we live with. It's very, very sad. Yeah, Most times, there was a story sometime, there is a man who died, and most people were really talking good of this man. Oh, this man was very generous. He paid my school fees. Oh, this man was generous. He used to buy food for my family. This man was very generous. He used to do blah, blah, blah. And when it came the time of the children, family members, these children were like, are you talking about the same father, my father? Or you people, you are talking about a different person? It is very sad that out there, people will know you differently, being good, being kind, being generous, but your own family members do not know that. So think, if you are listening to me, think, sit down and think. Think that if what I'm doing, is it fair? Is it fair what I'm doing to my family? Is it fair what I'm doing to my wife? Is it fair what I'm doing to my husband? Is it fair what I'm doing to my children? And if you are listening to me and you do not know God, you are wondering, who is this God this woman is talking about? I'm talking about the God, our Creator. A God who created you, a God who is very merciful, a God who gives you breath every day and He does not charge you, a God who is love, who is so loving. And if you do not know Him and you are wondering like, what is this woman talking about? Kindly sit down and seek to know more about it, about God. Because this life is so useless without God. You may have everything that you need in this world, but if you do not have God, if you do not have Jesus Christ in your life, then everything will be vanity, vanity. So thank you so much for listening to me. Kindly remember to subscribe to my channel. If you have not subscribed, comment, share, and we shall all be happy. Let's know what you think about this channel. Thank you for staying tuned and see you next time. Bye-bye.